Hello, 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 young artists, young men and women of the Cole community. Welcome again to the video for the week. Now listen, this video is just here to kind of help you self-start in moments when I am not available to answer questions or be on a call. This video is the first place you should be turning to answer questions that you might have about the week's assignments. Without any further ado, let's jump into what those might be. Ladies and gents, the expectations for this week are that you spend your time this week joining a larger art scene here in the Cole community. And what we're going to do to get started with this is simply reposting your best work to a blog page that we are going to share with the professional members of Denver's art community, and this is called an art scene. Before we go any further, I really kind of want to just clarify what I mean when I say the word art scene. The word art scene basically encompasses the art that gets made by a particular group of people, but it is also the people themselves who are involved in the art. It is the parties that they go to. It is the interactions that they have, be it in person or online. It's the discussions that they have, and it is the way that those artists and the work that they make influence each other. Today, I want you to understand that we are going to be expanding our community of artists. Right now, as it stands, we are in a community in the little microcosm that is this class. And all the members of this class, we are our own little art scene. Now, as members of a school, we are also members of a larger community, which is the Cole art community. Now, this is a gathering of the members of all the classes that come together to make music, visual art, so on and so forth. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand that the goal is to expand that community even further to include members of the Denver art scene. Now, we ourselves are going to use an online blog space, the Kid blog space, in order to do just that. So, the first thing you're going to need to do is look for the invite link for the new Kid blog page called Denver Artists. And you'll see that it asks you for a new join code, and you can type this join code in when you get to that link. I'll be posting that link in the class chat, so please look for it. The link is P3AJMHB. We're going to be using this blog site differently than we have been using the blog site for our class page. First and foremost, this is a page that we share with other classes from the Cole community and professional artists from that larger Denver art scene. So, what this means is that your posts to this new page should be very high quality. And your posts should start to represent you as an artist. We are building a body of work. That means we are becoming artists who have multiple pieces that we have posted to the internet. And so the posts that you make from here on out should start to represent your trajectory as an artist. Now, I want you to see this first post that you are going to make to this Denver Artists page as your introduction to the Denver art scene. Your first post that you share to this page can and probably should be a repost or a reuse of work that you are most proud of from previous projects. There's a couple different steps to making this happen, and when we are in a synchronous online class, I'll show you some options for how you might post to this new blog site, the Denver Artist blog page. One thing I do need to make very clear, and this is a common misconception I ran into with the most recent Design Your Own project, make sure that your work is embedded in the post itself. It is so unprofessional to have a post that is just a link. You are now like many steps into having used KidBlog And if you still have questions on how to embed your art, you need to be reaching out to me immediately in order to make sure that this happens correctly. The next thing that you're going to be doing after having joined the blog page, the Denver Artist blog page, and posted some of your most high quality work, we're also going to be, of course, leaving each other feedback. Now, I know I really push the idea of leaving feedback for each other, but I do want to be very clear that it is a skill that we have to practice, and leaving feedback not only makes the people we are leaving feedback for better, but it also makes ourselves better. If we're able to identify strengths and weaknesses in somebody else's art, we can then identify those same strengths and weaknesses in the art that we make ourselves. Now, another common misconception that I've ran into with the Design Your Own project is that feedback must be specific. Now, it can be celebratory or it can be critical, but it must be specific. So, if you say you like something, you need to say what exactly it is you like and why you like it. If you have criticism to offer, that's okay, but make it something that will help the artist get better. So when you leave your 4 comments on other artists' art this week, I want you to push yourselves when you leave that feedback. You can say, hey, I like something about this piece, but I want you to describe what components of the art you like, which of those components stand out to you. You can make a suggestion like, hey, next time try, but you need to give the artist a new idea to try out with their art. You can ask a question on how they made something, and this is where you ask the artist about their process in making the piece that you are commenting on. Or you can tell the artist what it reminds you of. And when you do this, what you are doing is actually telling the artist how this piece, the piece of art that they made, connects to your life and how you as the audience member interpret the artwork that they make. Now, let me be very clear. If your feedback is not specific, you will not be graded on it, and I will ask you to do it again. So here's your checklist for this week. Step number 1 is simply look for the link to the Denver Artist Kid blog page and then use the join code to join that page. You will find both of those things, the link and the join code, in the class chat screen. Step number 2 is to then design a post that you yourself will share to this new page, probably reusing or reposting something from previous projects. And then, of course, leave at least 4 pieces of specific feedback on the work of students from other classes and professional artists from the Denver art scene. Let me be very clear about this last expectation for this week. It is going to take some time for not only our Denver artist community to post their work to this kid blog site, but it's also going to take time for other artists from Cole Middle School itself to post to this blog site. So when you are looking for things to leave feedback on, you might want to wait until Thursday or Friday to get that completed. And finally, with an eye towards our next project, I just want to bring your attention to a couple things here. The next new project that you post, and let me be very clear about this, the next new project. I've seen a lot of posts that have been reuses of earlier artworks. Let me be very clear. When you guys make a post for a project in this class, the expectation is that you are making new art, not simply sharing old things. Now, like I said earlier today, we can post things to the Denver blog site, the Denver Artist blog site. We can reuse old posts, but when we make work for a grade in this class, you should actually be making the work. So the next new project that you post will be graded as your performance assessment. And this is going to be due in a few weeks. This is going to be due February 23rd. That gives you 2 full weeks and then a shorter week, which will then be shared with those other PAs and IAs towards the end of the month. As we look towards making this next big project, I just want you to understand that you will again design your own project. We're now designing projects to share with not only the entire school, but also professional artists from Denver. So I want you to consider how your next project might meet the standards of not only our school, but also the standards of excellence for the community at large. And I would also, if you're struggling to start somewhere, maybe consider using ideas from your creative notebook as a prompt for this next big piece. We've been using these creative notebooks a lot in class, and I want you to start utilizing some of those beautiful ideas that you have been writing or drawing or putting into those creative notebooks so that that feels like a meaningful exercise in making something much larger. Ladies and gents, I know that the work that you have been doing is worthy of being a part of the Denver art scene. I'm looking forward to seeing how you react to the work from people who do this for their livelihood. I'm also looking forward to seeing how they react to your work and how they might feel about the next generation of up-and-coming Denver artists. And I'm hoping in those interactions, we all find ways to push ourselves in making even better and more meaningful pieces of art. Now, as always, if you have any questions whatsoever, you should be reaching out to me one-on-one. I would celebrate so many different students from Cole that did just that over the last week, reaching out to me, asking for help, getting the help that they need to make sure that their blog posts not only look great, but they include really high quality art. If you haven't gotten a chance to check out some of those beautiful pieces, please, please, please dive into the work that your fellow students have made and take some time to like really celebrate and then think about how your art might meet those same standards. I love you guys. If you're at home, I'm currently missing you and looking forward to the next time we get to be in this classroom together, celebrating each other, making music, making art together. Any questions, please send me individual messages. Otherwise, I'll look forward to seeing everybody next week. Bye.